Smithville Lake outside of Kansas City, Missouri. Look at that. They're doing a little nose surgery there, a little rhinoplasty on the Mitch Evans boat. And a matter of fact, that's Mitch himself, the driver of the boat, fixing the nose. That's the damage they sustained earlier on. Unfortunately, he also drew Heat 3A and will not be able to make it.
Either will Jerry Hop and the Miss KC. They will not start. We're down to 3 boats as the green flag drops. Miss DOC AccuView Scott Pearson lane 1, Ken Muscatel in the Hydroblast lane 2, and on the outside, Jasper Engines and Transmissions with Mike Hansen.
Looking at the qualifying speeds, you have to pick Mike Hansen as the favorite in this one. The green boat, Jasper's Engines and Transmissions, the boat owned by the city of Madison, Indiana, where we'll be racing in a couple of weeks. He now takes the lead out of turn number 2. So Jasper's is now in the lead. DOC AccuView with Scott Pierce is closing in on the inside. He'll try to take advantage of that shorter course. To those of you who have not watched it before, we like to emphasize the shorter course is the first groove. That's why they inverted the field, because it forces the faster boats to use more power to complete and compete against the boats on the inside. Jasper's now having to use a little bit extra. He can hold his power higher on the turns because he's not turning quite as sharply. He's taking full advantage of that today. A good ride for Mike Hansen.
As we look at the Miss DOC AccuView, it's Scott Pierce. Look at this boat. Jasper's upside down in Detroit 2 weeks ago. Drove 11.5 hours to get here to qualify, and they're running a little heavy. The crew told me that their light cowling is gone. They had to take a backup cowling. It weighs 150 pounds more, and they can't fly the boat the way they want to.
They have the same problem with the wings. The Zodiac Sports Watch's average lap speed at 135 miles per hour. Mike Hansen's going to use his head on this. He's got a good lead on the field at this point. He's not really being challenged. He's going to keep the boat in a good attitude, finish the race, keep the equipment together. He's seen some of the destruction that's happened on the course. He doesn't want to join that crowd.
I guess he's mainly interested in getting enough accumulative points in the Eagle Stacks O'Doul's High Point Chase to qualify for the final. That's where the money is.
That certainly is. And incidentally, we look back at Scott Pierce a few moments ago, and you can see he was riding a lot smoother than he was in the last heat he was involved in. Great ride, though, for the Jasper's Engines and Transmissions. That's the boat driven by Mike Hansen, who incidentally also lives in Madison, Indiana, and is full-time with the boat. He does all the repairs on it, so he really knows this boat. It fits him like a glove. But as you said earlier, Jim, he's driving a boat that has some heavier components on it than they're used to. They're still remolding the new lighter form for the cowling on that boat, and hopefully they'll get it back on the circuit soon. The Miss DOC AccuView getting a good ride. Scott Pierce, I know he's enjoying this one. He was getting bounced around an awful lot. Ken Muscatel back in 3rd place in the Miss Hydroblast. He's going to hold on to that position for the finish. And Mike Hansen is powering Jasper's home and will take the checkered flag. A great moment for this young man, as Jim referred to it earlier. He went upside down in Detroit just a couple of weeks ago. So Jasper's Engines and Transmissions, Mike Hansen takes 1st place, Miss DOC AccuView 2nd, Miss Hydroblast 3rd, Kendall Oil and Miss Kansas City did not start.
And Dick, that means 5 different winners in the first.
Michael, you've come a long ways from being upside down. You're all the way back, huh?
Yeah, well, we finally got the jinx over. I think winning our first heat is Jasper Engines Transmission, and hopefully they'll do the trick. It was a tough deal, and we wanted to win that first heat in Detroit, but getting upside down kind of postponed that a while.
Didn't threaten to fly this time.
No, we got to actually pin down a little bit. I mean, we're going to sneak back up on it. You know, we were a year behind on that fuel restrictor since we only ran 1 race last year. And we made up for it by loosening the boat up a little bit in Detroit, and it bit us in the tail end. So now we're just going to sneak up on it.